Seen it.
We all haven't seen it.
Well, let's
Yes!
Yes!
We're gonna talk about whatever we want to then. We're talking about because you all know me. Like I'm way more interested in U.S. people than anything.
I appreciate that.
Yes. So welcome everybody in. I'm sure everybody will get their notifications on different platforms that we're live, and then exactly. The internet is lighting up.
Right.
I'm so excited. I mean, not that I don't love everybody that I had earlier on panels, but you three are some of my favorite people on planet Earth.
Brad.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
You buttering us up already, eh?
What
Wow!
is that?
That's
Mr.
my
Smoothie.
That's my smoothie cup. Yeah.
Brad Kelly, the Smoothie King.
What?
Does no one else see this?
Look at that.
I have
Whoa.
space in my cup.
It's
Your cup
magical.
is its own green screen.
That's crazy.
That's
Is it green? Is that
It's
why?
green. It's a
Yes.
Mario like pipe.
Yeah.
That
a
is really
wormhole.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a portal to another dimension.
What happens
Don't
if you
drink it?
put something in there and see what happens?
Your face like disappears.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like Jackie's like, "Oh my god,
Right.
What
He's
just
drinking
happened?
outer space. What? How can this be? Science.
Science.
So are we
What?
live? Are we?
Oh, we are so live.
Yes, we are.
We're so live."
There's
Doug,
that red little ticker in the corner there. It says live. And
Are you-
how long-
are you ever not live, Doug?
Well, I'm always on, not always live.
Oh, I love it.
I like
Okay,
that. That was
so
a good answer.
everybody catch me up because I feel like you're all larger than life. You're all doing so many things. Hopefully everybody got an email. If I haven't sent one to you, Jackie, we're trying Pop Shop Live is like during the pandemic, we all kind of like lost access to these things that we did all the
Right.
time, right? Conventions being one of them.
Mhm.
And my friend Jimmy, who's my partner for apparel at Endless Tees, I feel like almost every week he's like, "Are you on Pop Shop? Are you on Pop Shop?" I'm like, "Fine, I'll apply to be on Pop Shop." And it is, you get a phone or a tablet, and you go live, and I swear to you, it's like being at my booth at a convention, and
Really?
fans come by, they're in chat. There's a community, so sometimes they'll run into each other and be like, "Oh, it's so and so from this shop," and it's like Twitch, but somebody be like, "Oh, what's that figure that's behind you?" And I'll be like, "Oh, let me take the camera in there and show you this My Hero Academia Tenya Ida Pop with collectible t-shirt. How much?" I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, so that item is blah, blah, blah." And you like take a picture with your phone and you list it right then and there.
Oh.
And so it brought back that idea that you're buying something from a person.
Right.
Mm.
I like that.
This
Interactive.
kind of put your money into the black Amazon hole, and then a brown box shows up, or like an uncarbon healthy, like some plastic or with it's tons of packaging material. It pulls the universe back from us all sending Jeff Bezos into space. Please don't come back. And
Yeah, I know. Sign that petition now.
Yes. And it really humanizes again this idea that I'm a person and you're a person, and you purchasing this thing from me like makes us both like we're working together. Like,
Right,
I have this cool thing that you'd like, and you've spent your time earning money, and then you're going to take the time you spent, and then you're going to give that to me so that I have like 6 kids now. So,
Right.
And they're like, "Hey, you're the only one on the platform that does anime. Do you want to help us build an anime all day event?" And I was like,
Of
Let me
course.
see. I know some fools
Doug Erholtz,
that do this stuff.
Maybe.
Yes.
I know
So-
some people.
Well, the
Yeah.
cool thing about that, can I tell you something, Brad? Like, okay, so
Please.
one of my side hustles is I have been involved with vintage clothing and vintage Levi's forever.
Bro, you were made for, tell me you went
Right.
and checked out Pop Shop. Tell me
Oh
you
no, I
went,
totally did, and I was like going, I have like sick stuff, and I'm like, well, I've got a couple shops. I live in the middle of West Hollywood, and there's a bunch of bougie shops and everything like that. But it's like, Like there's Fred Siegels that have been interested in some of my stuff, and there was a motorcycle shop, and I'm like going, but I'm not going to make any cash because they're going to basically buy it from me and then sell it for whatever they can, and they'll make the overhead. Right. So I'm like, well, what's an easier way? I don't want to just do Etsy. Right. And I've got some sick stuff.
Yes.
So yeah.
Tell me you're hyped now. Tell me you didn't know it was the thing.
I'm hyped, man. I'm like, I can be I can schlep my own stuff online.
Yes,
give me that. Give me.
But it's so the internet is so wide open.
Right.
And sure, did we launch a Colorworld website during the pandemic? Sure. Did we become an internet company during that? Sure. But
are you a billionaire? Maybe.
No.
Not yet.
Oh my gosh. You wouldn't be able to see my undershirt if I was a billionaire. Like I would fix like little.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Are you saying you just have gold chains all over you?
Oh, that's how I can cover it up.
I'm not sure which direction we're going with this.
I'm saying like this is a little last minute. This is a little tacky.
Oh, I didn't even see the undershirt.
Oh, sorry.
That's why it's the beard.
Yeah, I'll put the beard back down. Oh, sorry, beard back down. There we go. No undershirt.
I would have never made that.
Yeah.
I
was like, what is he talking about? Undershirt? What is the correlation?
Well, since we're talking about shirts, can I tell you this is my offering. Yeah. But then I realized that maybe I'm completely off. I wore a Demon Slayer t-shirt.
Is it a Slayer t-shirt?
It's a Slayer.
Yes.
With a demon on it.
Yes.
So are you selling that shirt right now?
Yeah, how much?
I will now.
Yeah. Okay. No, all joke. I have literally sold the shirt I was wearing at a convention at least 6 times.
Dude.
So wait, do you just have backup shirts in a bag? Is that what you do?
I sell apparel. I sell apparel. I will.
Strip right there at the booth and just.
Yes.
Wow.
I'll go under the table.
I'm a little nipple conscious. I don't know if I could do that.
Go under the tent.
He has undershirts.
I do have the garment, but
you're just like that kid that keeps pulling the the bandanas out of the thing. Oh yeah, don't worry. Oh, you like this shirt,
dude?
Yeah.
You're gonna like waste away because you're so hot underneath everything.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
That's not what he was saying.
I took it there, Jackie. I
did.
I just snatched that.
No, I like it. Take your liberties.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's been really neat. It was the thing that I didn't know was available. It was it's such an authentic way to sell things.
Right. Sounds like you're like your own auctioneer.
Yeah. And we can be goofy, we can be like stupid, we can like
we can be goofy.
Yeah, I don't know how else to be besides goofy and stupid.
Yes. Oh man. Well, so yeah, if you
love that,
if you have a side hustle, if you love it, if there's folks out in chat in the audience that are anime connoisseurs.
Right.
They taught us at Walmart, like if somebody wants to buy the fixtures.
You got a lot of side hustles. You work for Walmart now?
No, that was years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they taught you?
Yeah, they're like, if somebody is like, hey, I want those shelves, like if it's the right price, we'll buy more shelves. Sell the shelves to that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like so if somebody's like, oh, I love your t-shirt. And I'll be like, oh shoot, I'm wearing the last. Is this the last medium in the room?
Right.
Fine. I'll buy another medium T-shirt. But I'm gonna sell this one.
You should sell that one for extra because it's got essence of you on it.
It does.
It's got some Brad Kelly funk.
Yeah.
Not a bad way. Not a bad way.
Some funky Cole Medina.
Yeah.
Cole Medina.
DNA.
Yeah.
DNA.
Oh man.
Cali Bear with the DNA.
With the DNA.
I love it. Andrew, for you, if you want to ask a question, I'll let you. I usually don't take questions.
Is this the VIP panel? Well, always.
Because we're here. Yeah, because look at us. We're clearly VIP. Yeah. Okay.
The goats.
Favorite anime film you've done? Jackie, favorite anime film that you've done?
Film or like series? Or
I was gonna say
specifically.
Are there? I mean, there's very few anime movies that have made it to the big screen.
I did one. I did the Lupin the Third movie.
Yes, you did.
Bro. Yes. Okay.
Yes, that was amazing.
So
you
Did
probably
you
have
get to
done
see
one
it
yet.
in theaters?
I didn't. It did air a couple places, and then apparently it came back at one point. And you know, having a 3-year-old, it's he's kind of a douchebag and doesn't let me do anything anymore. So
freaking 3-year-old. You know, they say terrible twos. We know better. It's the threes.
It's because this is now a conscious thinking human being, and you can't you're like, oh, all bets are off. It's done.
Yeah,
he has a
personality.
He's an independent thinker. I'm like,
yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like when he can reason with you for what he wants, and you're just like, God damn it, that's a pretty okay. You got me.
It's a good logical.
Have the muffin.
Is this your first?
First, last, yes.
No,
yes.
you're last.
I'm 50.
All
I
right.
have a 3-year-old at 50.
I believe in you.
I just had
Plenty of time.
knee surgery. Okay?
I believe in you. I believe in you.
So you're good to go for.
Well, yeah, I'm still healing, but you know what? This kid is more than I can ever wish for. He's the most beautiful, charming individual I've ever met in my life.
He has you for a father.
Oh,
and my kick-ass wife. So
yeah, there you
go.
I'll show you pictures later.
Okay, good. Okay. We'll trade. I'll show you.
Your brood. I've been Kelly Bunch.
I've been showing a lot of. So Yovel is 9 days old, and
By the way, congratulations!
Oh, that's right. You had a baby.
I didn't, but Rachel definitely did. Rachel,
now, were you there?
Had a baby too.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So was it a live birth? Was it a live birth?
What?
He definitely made it through. And you know this, you guys, I'm sure you'll laugh at me, but I was like, for the first time ever, Rachel had a hard time. And I'm a rah sports, go get 'em champ. Like you can do it, motivational. And she was like, I think I'm going to pass out. And I was like, is this the moment where it's finally acceptable to hype my wife up and it just, I'm looking at the midwife, she's looking at me, and I'm like, oh damn, Rachel's gonna pass out. Right. And so I just water breathing, second form, water wheel. And I'm like getting every contraction. I'm like, I love that. And so I was like freaking beast.
So is this a boy or a girl?
Oh, Yovel is a boy.
Nice.
It was
okay.
Yovel's gonna be a football player.
Yes. Yes. Sure. Okay. So Tishrei is the only kid that I really can remember has been very. Oh, can you? Oh, of course they shut the door on me. I'm too loud. You're
like, Daddy's doing something.
My water breathing was too much, and so I'm sure. So all the names are really significant. Anyone who knows, Novin, Bea, Eov, Keshet, Tishrei, and Yovel.
Are these all biblical Old Testament?
So Novin's the only one that Novin and Bea. Bea is beautiful in Spanish. The double L is a Y sound. White people might say Bella, but we didn't want white people to mispronounce it. So
those white people every
time with the L's. Yeah. So instead of Bella, we spelled it BeyA. Yeah. So white people would. And then so white people.
Damn white people.
There's a lot. That's a lot of my comment. Like so white people. So we did this thing because of the white people.
Those white people.
The Eov is Hebrew for Job. It was just at a time in our life where, Rachel's father died, her grandmother died, or somebody crashed us into the divider on the freeway. The house flooded. It was $126,000 insurance claim. It was a rough.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So
when it rains, it floods.
Yeah. So we're like, Xavier it just doesn't fit. Xavier doesn't seem like this. So she was like, ask your client. At the time I was managing. She's like, ask your client if there's a Hebrew for Job. because it felt like we were just losing everything.
Wow.
And then cachette is actually the word for the rainbow or the ark, the covenant, right after the flood. See, you see what we did there? And then Tishrei is the beginning of the high holy months, the Jewish calendar. It's the beginning of the calendar is Tishrei. It's that first month. And it was, do you know he was born October, and then pandemic is raging by March.
Wow, right.
So we didn't really understand the full meaning of the beginning until it happened, and we're like, oh, is it ever the beginning?
Yeah.
And then because each time Yovel is the year of Jubilee. It is the year that the slaves are freed. It is the year that everyone's debt is forgiven every 7 years, right? Yovel. And so, but we had always imagined Yovel was a girl's name. And when Tishrei came, and I was like, that's a dude. That's a penis. Does anybody want to tell me what this person's name is? Because everybody, I never know the gender.
Oh.
So Tishrei was born, and I'm like, that's not a girl, yo.
You said that to your wife? That's not a girl, yo.
Like, this is not. So you're saying this isn't.
Were you expecting a girl?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Yovel. I thought it's Yovel. I thought it's a girl. I thought this is the year where everything gets better, and Colorworld's cranking, and 2019 was the best year we'd ever had, and we could finally stop being broke, and yeah, let's do this, yo. And then Tishrei came out. I was like, oh, damn. What is this kid's name? Knowing how significant everything was.
Right.
No, and they're like, oh, Tishrei. And I'm like, oh, gosh, what does that mean? They're like, it's the beginning. I was like, well, I'm 39. So what exactly am I beginning at 39?
I'm 50. You begin every day you wake up.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I tell myself that every morning, and it doesn't really get much better, but
you say that's your part of your morning affirmations.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the first day of the rest of the suck.
Well, yeah. So Rachel actually looked up because she was starting to feel like, oh man, I've lost my swagger. I really thought we knew it. I really thought I was being inspired, and I kind of knew where our story as a family was going.
Right.
How does this keep happening? Well, it turns out that Yovel, the Hebrew word, is masculine. A lot of in other languages, nouns have genders. They're gender.
Right.
La and la. Okay. So she looked it up and was like, oh, I've been wrong this whole time. Us in trying to name a girl Yovel is stupid. It's a masculine noun. So that meant that number 6 was a boy. And the beginning of Yovel is 7:10. And Yovel was born on 7/7 at 10:10. Nice. And as soon as they pronounced the time of birth, I was like, Rachel, it's 10:10 on 7. It's 7:10. Not only is it 7, it's twice. It's 2 times. So it was really just an unbelievable experience. I legitimately was breathing, water breathing, beast breathing. I was full freaking demon slayer. I didn't know what else to do. So Kyle, catch us up. Doug's gonna launch his vintage pop, which vintage is huge on Pop Shop. So Doug, you're gonna crush.
Ooh.
So Kyle, tell us, you are streaming your pants off. Go on with your bad self.
Yes.
Like boombox.
Yes. I thought, I could change my name. I can plug what we're doing. You could do that.
Okay. So yeah, is it a new podcast?
Yes, I do it all myself. I do a geek news podcast, but it's me and other characters that I created interacting with me. And so it's a comedy / trying to put an original spin somewhat, because there's a million geek news podcasts.
Okay.
So I wanted to try something different. And so I call it the Intergalactic Boombox, which is what I used to do on Radio Disney.
Your radio,
DJ days. Yes. So it's an homage to that, where we just pretended that we were in space on a spaceship, an intergalactic boombox. So instead of playing music, I am sending signals out with the latest geek news, and I have alien characters, and I have conspiracy. I have a conspiracy
I love it.
called Conspiracy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got 2 aliens that are trying to say, yes, aliens exist because look at us, we're here. And you're like, what do you want, boss? And they just show up whenever they want. And I've been doing 10 episodes, one every Friday. The 10th one just went up. So anywhere you listen to podcast, you can get Intergalactic Boombox.
What? So what was the inspiration for this? I mean, this is freaking fantastic. Like, what was the inspiration for?
I was directly inspired by the project that Adam Curry, one of the guys that spearheaded podcasting, that helped invent that.
Okay, that
back
genre
in the mid 2000s. Yeah. So he's known as the Podfather. He was an old MTV VJ.
I was going to say Adam. Yeah, I was going to say
that
I knew
Adam
that
Curry.
name.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. He had the long hair.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's like perfect hair metal dude, but not metal. It was so weird. But anyway, so he's thought for years. It's like, okay, the podcasting thing is getting a little stale. How can we take things to the next level now that it's becoming huge again? And we say, okay, we do this thing called Podcasting 2.0, where you can basically show files, images, and links while you're listening. And my favorite part is, okay, forget Patreon, forget the monthly subscription.
Yeah.
You can go into a Podcasting 2.0 app and stream what are called sats or Satoshis, Bitcoin, basically.
Okay.
Fractions of a penny directly to the podcaster, directly to the podcast host, and the podcast developer. Everyone's getting a little piece of the pie. You cut the middleman out.
Yeah.
And I've already, ever since episode 1, I've had a handful of people who are all set up to do that. It takes a little technical know-how, but I got my head around it, and I publish in my show notes every week a way to do that. Download this app, hook it up to this app, and then you can, purchase Bitcoin, but it equals this amount in Satoshis. So if my podcast is only 12 minutes long, and you have the little thing on the app set at 10 sats a minute. Yeah. That's nothing. That's not even a quarter. It's not even. So you can feel confident that you're not just throwing money away. You actually do what's called value for value. You're giving money to something. It's like, what value are you getting out of this podcast? Hey, and you have a manual boost button. You can just hit that boost, and you can manually send a bigger chunk, like 200. I'm going to send 200 right now. And the technology exists to where you can see at what point were they listening when they sent that to you. So that technology totally sucked me in. It says, okay, I've been out of the podcast game for years. I want to get back in, and I want to do all this. So I got on an app on an iPad and whipped together some of a short little loop and music and made a theme song. I found royalty-free sound effects.
I love it.
I do all the editing myself. I did the hosting, and I got you showed it, Brad, the pod page. Where fans can leave voicemails. They just push a button on there, and if they're on their phone or desktop mic, they don't have to call anybody. They just say, hey, I listened to so-and-so, and I wanted to, comments, feedbacks, and all that. So I love taking this new experimental stuff, and we're seeing if we can get the big guys, the Apples and the Googles and the Spotifys of the world, to pay attention to how cool this is.
Yeah.
You're my freaking hero, Kyle. You're my
You're my hero, dude. You're raising a half dozen kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's a true statement. We do have 6 kids. While
working all the time.
All the time. My next big push is to really give some time back to my wife. Rachel's such a bad bitch that she really, deserves to, you know what I mean? Like, I think I've been so focused for so many years on giving Rachel her space to be amazing, and I never wanted her to feel like she couldn't be Rachel, like she needed Brad to be Rachel, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I think, been married. We'll be 20 years next year. We've been married. Thank you.
Congrats.
Nice.
I think she actually does enjoy Brad, like the Brad part of Brad and Rachel. And so I want to make sure that I make room for us to be Brad and Rachel without her feeling like she can't be Rachel without Brad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to crush it this year. We've been really focused on doing on-trend apparel, coming up with really. I debuted the event exclusive shirts for Demon Slayer in the first panel, and we've been showing them off on Pop Shop. And the goal on Pop Shop is really to give people just behind the scenes. We'll set up at a convention on Thursday and stream live and be like, get this before they even open the door. Like, right. I want to say thank you for what you've done during the pandemic to keep my family fed. And so I'm gonna not that I don't appreciate the people that are gonna show up tomorrow, but you were there for me at a time when I really needed it. And so you get first crack. And so we've like did you know? For the longest, I cleaned out the warehouse. There's no more of these that you can. So if somebody needs one, just hit me up on Pop Shop. But right. I had no idea that I can buy a vendor completely out of an apparel style, and I can single-handedly cause the market on that T-shirt to I can hold 100% of the supply for about 5-6 weeks. I don't know wow. The apparel market is so tight, and everyone's so scared of getting left with inventory that there's a very limited amount out there in the world. And I didn't know that I learned the market to the degree that I could help somebody who's like, I've been looking for a Cowboy Bebop shirt in this size with this for, and I'm like, right. Oh, I can find that. I always tell people, make me your bitch. Just make me your wardrobe bitch and tell me what you want to wear. Tell me you're missing. I need a purple shirt. Great. I'm going to go find you a purple shirt. And so it's been really neat to be able to put these really weird skills, like finding a T-shirt in America. Cause sometimes I have to physically go to a store and get it off a rack because inventory isn't listed online because nobody wants to get into a situation where you owe somebody something that doesn't exist and you can't find it. And so we will literally go shop for people and go find that thing that exists. I'll be like, I know somebody. I was talking with Jen the other day and she needs this in a 2XL. Here it is. It's mine. And yeah.
You're the online concierge.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Love
Jackie. 10,000. Congratulations. You're a bad bitch. Tell me about your streaming life. Tell me, you've blown up. I hope you're excited.
Yes, I'm very excited. It's really just mostly been Genshin. The Genshin community they're wonderful and they're crazy. Good. And that's just become my life, is just streaming Genshin all the time now. And it's so much fun.
Do you have yourself?
What is that?
Genshin Impact. It's a...
I'll bring up a visual.
Yes, please.
It is a game RPG, a multiplayer RPG.
Cool.
And it's a gacha, so people have spent. I have spent quite a bit of money trying to get the characters that I want to get. But I regret nothing. Yes, this is.
I regret nothing.
I regret.
It's all worth it. Now, do you have yourself? Did you have yourself?
I do have myself. I have my constellations maxed out on myself. Yes, she's
and that's
very
you
strong.
right there, right? That's you.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
It's great. I just tried on my cosplay yesterday. I just put up the pictures today. It's
on Instagram. Where's that?
Yeah, on Instagram. Actually, the better pictures on Twitter because I only have it on the Instagram story.
Okay. Well, then we'll. Okay, yeah. So you what? You're I guess what made you pick this above all the other, because you could play almost anything.
Oh yeah, and I do. I switch it out. I play mostly platformers if I'm not playing that. And then this week Pokemon Unite comes out, so I'm gonna fail really awesomely at that one.
Are you really gonna fail though?
So my friends and I played the beta on stream. Where now, in our defense, all the instructions were in Japanese. So we were kind of stumbling through it. My cosplay. It's only part of my cosplay. I still have to get the wig and the shoes and stuff.
Is that little bear part of the costume?
It is.
Yeah.
He's my little dude. He breathes fire.
Of
He
course
always goes in the wrong direction. It's wonderful.
That's amazing. So it didn't go because like you're like, I don't even know how to play this game, and then they wrecked you. Somebody else's Pokemon just like
it's a MOBA. So it's basically League with Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What?
It's so much fun. If you like League, you really need to try it.
Holy!
It's by Tencent, so it's the same people.
Holy crap! It's gonna be huge. If that's crazy.
And it's free. So
it's mobile game?
No, it's on Switch.
Oh, it's on Switch. Okay.
Well, it will be on Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
Yo, Kyle, you gotta snatch that. Do you game when you stream, Kyle?
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally.
Okay.
I just did the new zombie map on Call of Duty, Black Ops.
Okay. My family is so obsessed with that. Do you prefer that? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the zombie. I can't do the zombies.
Really?
I freak out. I don't know what it is. They scare me. They're coming at me. They're gruesome. I can't do it.
Yeah. Oh. The new map is great because it's totally haunted house stuff. It's at night. You have to have a flashlight mounted on your gun, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, my Rachel, like, she does not consider herself a gamer, doesn't really game, but you know, when the kids are like Call of Duty, Rachel's like, only if we're playing zombies, and I awesome. I really like the multiplayer where you can have AI and it can be like 6 on 6 where you know 10 of the or I don't know 8 of the people are AI, but then get freaking Autumn's brother and my third Eov, they're like, we'll take you 2 on 12, and I was like, okay, that sounds impressive until you realize that you have 12 targets to shoot and we have to wander around this map to find you 2 stupid idiots who are
we're probably camping anyways.
Yes, and sniping
right
every time he comes. It's like,
I don't understand the sniping. Everything looks the same. I can never pick out like the little person. People are shooting, and I'm just like, how did you even see that?
I know, it's the worst. My son is the absolute worst. He would go to conventions and he'd sit down and play in the game rooms at conventions, and like pro gamers would come and be like, you should probably do something with this kid. Like, he's like, he'd take the whole family on 1-on-5 in Halo to like 30 kills, and we would get 4 and he'd get 30. Like, the dude it really isn't fun. Like,
no, at that point it's really not.
Yeah. So wait,
were you a gamer, Brad, before you had kids?
No.
So was it through your kids?
I played original Legend of Zelda. No, I did play original Legend of Zelda like on NES.
Like NES? Oh my gosh.
I played original Final Fantasy and leveled all my characters to 99 and really enjoyed it. And then so after those 2 games, I've been playing StarCraft for 25 years. I've been playing the same video game for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It ain't broke, man.
Well, do either of you, Jackie, or do either of you play StarCraft?
I don't.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've let you down.
No, I get it. I'm 41. I mean, Kyle, I'm a little sad, Kyle, that you don't play StarCraft.
Well, it's a PC game, and I'm sorry, I'm a console gamer.
Are you really?
Totally.
You know, I was my entire life. Only this past year I've switched to PC, and I get it.
The controls are superior.
Nice. It is, especially with shooters. It's just so much nicer.
That's what they always say. And
they say this for
a reason.
But now Steam has their Steam Deck that looks like a Switch.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
that's coming out.
That like on the go stuff. Yeah, I keep dropping out.
Okay.
Isn't that more for like on the go? Like, is that really gonna have the speed that you need for like these first person shooters?
Yeah, if you watch any making of videos, they'll tell you it is a PC basically in handheld form. That's why it's like $400. So you can hook it up with a dock like you can on the Switch and play on the TV. And the people who have previewed it said, this is pretty much just like having a desktop or a laptop.
Interesting.
and you can hook up mouse up to it. You can customize the heck out of it.
Please,
unlike the Switch. So you have options. Check it out. Go look up the Steam Deck. It's pretty impressive.
And then
it looks really nice.
Doug, are you a gamer at all, Doug?
Not at all. I'm like sitting here just nodding my head.
Yeah.
This is information I probably should know.
When is this segment over? This is stupid.
No. I'm literally like, I should probably try this stuff, but I think, it's not my focus. And I think, and I'm glad it's not, because it would be like me with cocaine. Never done cocaine. But I know if I did, that'd be it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know me.
You know enough to know you should run the other way.
Yeah. I mean, like my focus is on so many different like creative things that when I realize that I start getting into something, like even watching something online, it's like you get into watching these, binging these shows, and it's just like, am I really needing to watch this like 4 episodes in a row? Don't I have something to do this, this afternoon?
Depends if you're watching Atypical. If you're watching Atypical, the answer is please watch another episode.
Is that a video game? Yeah. I don't know.
No, Atypical.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, I apologies for anyone this is their third panel, but thank you as well for it being your third panel in a row. I did get a bathroom break this time, so that was awesome. Atypical is a show about an autistic kid, Sam, and his life with autism. And then as the seasons go on, there are more and more of autistic characters, coming in, and you get to see the diversity of autism. And I stumbled upon it because my wife, Rachel, read a great article during the pandemic. It's just like, had been praying for like, how do I interact with my son? What do I do with this kid? I want to be a great mother. I want to love this kid. I want to not want to strangle him. And she read this article, neurotypical, neurodiverse, and was like, oh my gosh, like having this information is so much more helpful to understand, like, this is just him. And there are things that feel really irritating and really intentional that are just Novin being Novin, and it's not meant to like make your life hard. It's just that's what his life looks like. And then she was like, "Oh, and Brad, can you please read this, because I think his autism is probably through your side of the family." So like, and
no guilt trip there,
well,
but
it was really like, all this time I just thought Brad's weird, like, I had to go through high school alone. I had to be, like, people write in my yearbook, oh, like, you were amazing. You always said the truth, but like, when I was in school, they weren't all my friend. They weren't like, I was alone. I drifted between groups, and, one group would get tired of me and like, oh, Brad's so extra, but it was really helpful to finally be like, oh, whoops.
There's a reason.
So do you think that you were on the spectrum most of your life? Or?
Yeah. And it's, like, there's this one moment in Atypical where the dad's like, oh, he's gotten better. And the therapist was like, the group was like, whoa. Like, you don't get better. Like, autism isn't curable.
On whose value?
Like, he's gonna be autistic forever. But what you can do is, I've built these series of rules that I use to govern my actions. And so like, I'll be faced with a choice, I'll have a set of rules, and I'll use those set of rules to evaluate what my behavior should be. The problem is, like, Rachel will tell you, it's so complicated. Like, Brad's rule, it's so long that it's like, nobody can read your rule book, Brad. But finally,
you have like an actual book?
Oh, it's not physical.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably even worse of a problem. Like, if it was, then Rachel could like finally
be like,
yeah.
All right.
Article 7, paragraph 8.
Yeah. And so, like, watching the show, I'm like, oh,
everything kind of made sense to you.
It's like, I remember this time when I came home from a dance, and then my parents were like, hey, you're going too fast. You're not safe to drive. Don't get back in the car. And I remember to this, at 41, I remembered my reaction 25 years ago and how I felt and how out of control emotionally I felt and how like it was, man, I'm so excited that it's available because I think it's going to help a lot of people who they don't know. Like we're so used to just being like, you're not like us and being pejorative about it.
Right.
And, you know, now we have these resources like, representation is going beyond just like black and red and brown and yellow and skin color. Like representation is now like people of different weights, people that are autistic, people that are disabled, people that like we're seeing
each other.
And it's so much easier to treat each other as a human.
Right.
Yeah.
When we get exposed to each other through content, through beautifully told stories.
Right.
And all of a sudden it's not so
resonate with us.
Right.
Right.
And so yeah.
So let me ask you, as far as your interaction with Novan, do you feel akin to him because of his?
As soon as Rachel had me read that article, I'm really sad that I didn't have more resources when I was younger. I really could have done a better job being a father.
Do you think that do you wish that your parents would have witnessed this in you? And
100%.
Yeah.
100. Like my relationship with them really wasn't what it is now until I was like 21, 22, 20, you know, I lived in a house by myself. Like the other people lived with me, but I was alone.
Right.
And I was lucky in that I found a church that was very accepting. And, you know, Mormons are very communal people. We're a bunch that takes care of each other. And, you know, they just know that this kid showed up and was like, I have questions about religion. I have questions about where we came from. And my parents don't seem, because that's one of the tenets is the 6,000 questions. Like if you know autistic folks, high functioning autism is accompanied oftentimes with a barrage of questions. And so you'll watch these episodes where Sam, I love the one with the bank. He's like, do you touch the pens? Can I put any amount of money? Like he has this list of and the bank person who opens up is amazing and just answers question after question. And I'm sitting in my head, I'm just having a flashback. Like I must have drove everyone insane. I now I get it. Like, so now I want to sit down with Novan and just watch it and be like, bro, like we can do better. I can shut up. I can. I
think that's so useful too on the other side for people who don't have any experience with that.
Right.
Now they're able to see, you know, and to expect it a little bit more, and to where they see it now in the wild when it occurs.
Right.
They understand how to handle it and to just understand, okay, this is just how that person reacts in this situation, and there's just a lot more understanding is so useful. It's so necessary.
This industry, we have a lot of fans that are autistic.
Oh, huge,
yes,
huge
amount.
And I will take your advice and I'll check this out because it is one of those things where, you know, when we do these one-on-ones, and a lot of times that's the first thing somebody will tell you, I'm autistic. And it's like, okay, you know what? Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
Because now I'm able to listen better with more open ears and a bigger open heart. Not like I'm sitting there judging you, but it does help when we're open and honest with one another. And, you know, it's just like nobody can see inside of your brain. And that is the biggest problem with mental health issues.
Yes.
Nobody can see inside of your brain. I was adopted at birth. My brain chemistry was very different than the family that raised me. My mom and dad, my sister, everybody. And, you know, I was diagnosed with a couple things when I was, you know, in my 30s that was always there.
Yeah.
But it was considered, you know, a character flaw.
Yes.
Because it wasn't identified in the rest of my family.
Yep.
You know, and so I've made amends with everybody in my family. Do I wish that my parents were both educators? I wish they would have seen some of these things in me, that at that time people were starting to go, well, this kid,
yeah,
you know,
this kid,
and not in a, like, I've never experienced outwardly negative responses to me. A little hyperactive when I was a kid, and I see that in my 3-year-old.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, well, that's
a kid.
Sometimes it's just being a freaking kid, you know, and it's like, but then once you realize that you have to learn a different set of rules to operate interpersonal communication with other people, you know, that you can't interrupt everybody. You can't, you know, you have to learn that filter. You have to learn, you know, certain things about your own behavior, that if you're going to, you know, have a genuine, you know, relationship with somebody, you have to learn not to read things wrong, not to take things in the wrong sense. And, you know, that's why I believe now, with mental health becoming part of our discussion, everyday vernacular. It's something that, you know, I grew up in the 70s. I went to high school, junior high and high school in the 80s. And that was just the beginning of psychoanalysis. It was just the beginning of the pharmaceutical companies really starting to pump out all the, you know, the feel good candies. And, you know, so it's been a learning curve, I think.
Yeah. We're still learning.
Yeah.
We're still learning every single day.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I have ADD. I've had it my entire life.
Yep.
Right.
12 years
and
of
it's like,
rhythm.
Right. And it's like, you get angry with yourself because your choices are different than others and what some people expect of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was my biggest issue with my mom and dad growing up, was that, you know, my dad would always tell me I don't have any common sense. And then a therapist told me, well,
Boy,
of course,
that before. Yeah.
You don't have the same common sense as your father.
Yeah, you don't.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You know, but until I can go, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm their son, but I'm not their biological offspring. So my makeup is completely different. And I couldn't see that. You know what I mean? Because I was supposed to be this guy.
We didn't have the language. We didn't have the language for it.
No. And it's, you know, now that I think we're at a point where we've evolved past, you know, always, I mean, okay, maybe that's the wrong thing to say, pointing fingers and demonizing other people's for the fear of the unknown.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're at a point where ideas can be exchanged so easily and so quickly.
Yep.
Not that all the time that's the right thing for everybody. No, it's too much. I mean,
definitely not.
We're still figuring out how to do this.
Yep.
You know, because we're gonna evolve to a point where we can read each other's minds. I feel as a species. That's just where we're going.
Well, I think.
I mean, that's going to be a little ways in the future, I think. But it's like we're having to learn to be honest. And speak
tolerant.
And tolerant.
Yes.
And recognizing that we're all the exact same.
Yes.
Underneath it all, we're all the exact same. Everybody just wants to be loved. That's it.
We're all trying to figure out ourselves too. Like you were mentioning before about trying to learn how to filter yourself. I mean, I feel like that is almost with everyone. Everyone's got to learn themselves and learn how to fit into the model of everyone else's preconceived notions of them. And you know, we're all just trying to figure out this life thing that we're stuck in.
And in the meantime, if we can entertain some people along the way and make them feel good, I mean, that's really what it boils down to, right? I mean, it's, you know, the reason why doing voices and working on these shows is so much fun is not because I sit down and I watch the show afterwards. I rarely do. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to get into. Maybe I should force myself to do it because I think I would learn more. But it's in being in the room with the director and the sound engineer and the relationships that you develop when you're recording these shows, and you're put on the spot every time you go into the room. Unless you get the script ahead of time, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like you
when
have
does that happen?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to make split-second choices, and
You
you
got
have to have
three
a lot of
beeps,
confidence
Doug.
in yourself.
You got three beeps.
Yes.
You got three beeps and the truth, baby.
And then let's go. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a t-shirt. Three beeps,
Three beeps and the truth. Yes. If you need any help with that, please.
Brad is like, I've
Oh my
already made
gosh.
one.
Oh my gosh. I need to
All right, so
send-
that Brad, that is my gift to you. Three beeps and the truth.
Okay.
You got to make it. You got to let me
I'll buy
help
it.
you with that. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
three
It'll be
beeps
your
and the
first
truth.
sale.
It's the Dubbers mantra, right?
Oh my gosh.
Is that going to be a book or a band?
Oh
I think it's both.
man. Yes. Rachel needs to write the book. Doug, what do you play? Or are you someone that plays like 10 instruments? I feel like you
Singer.
only so no instruments?
I played growing up. Played the piano.
Somebody I'm thinking of has like a room
Saxophone.
full of instruments.
No,
Okay.
that was Lex.
Was it? Okay.
Oh.
Lex. Yeah, Lex had the drum kit. A lot of people that are in this are usually multi-faceted
Yes.
as far as
I can play drums, but I haven't in years.
In years.
Right.
Apartment.
But I'm sure you could just pick it right back
It's like
up.
riding a
Muscle
bike.
memory. Yeah.
Like riding
Like
a bike.
breathing.
Yeah.
You know.
Need a shirt. 3 beeps.
and the truth.
And the truth.
I'm gonna send
Make it look like a vintage, so Doug. Can
Yes.
sell it.
Thank you.
well, I'm definitely gonna send Doug's headshot over with it. And I think what we'll do is
Are we gonna put his face on it?
yeah,
Give
and
it
On
like
the
this.
t-shirt.
I'll show you what I'm thinking.
Such a good side.
Why is this? Doug
You know
doesn't
what?
have a
I
bad
figured
side.
that out. No, I think I do.
Yeah.
This is my bad side.
Oh well, I mean, sure, with the lip and all. Yeah. All right, here we go. Doug.
You don't have a bad side. You're gorgeous.
I'm not an Elvis person. Why my computer's crying?
That's
at
just
me.
my nose. That's just my nose, maybe.
Ah, look at you. Oh man. What is my computer really is like? Could you please do a few less things simultaneously? Could you?
How much RAM are you running under the hood there?
I'll have to look at. I know that they replaced my computer because of the ADHD part. Normal ADHD is like you're lost because there's so many stimuli that you focus on nothing. Well,
Right.
at 41, I finally figured out if I will drink enough caffeine. I don't use Ritalin or Adderall. I did Ritalin for 12 years and no thank you. But you can actually focus simultaneously on everything at the same time.
That's
so
like my wife.
People will come over and use my computer and go, "What the fetch is going on? Why are there 50 tabs on both sides of the monitor? This is ridiculous. No one human needs this many tabs."
I don't think I've ever watched a movie or a show on my computer without other I've like the movie's in the corner and then I'm doing shit while I'm
Picture
I
in
would be
picture.
playing a video game while playing a mobile game while talking to people and watching anime.
Right.
You can't. There's too many things to do and too little time, so you have to do it all at once.
Right.
Cal's
like, that's my life.
Everything. Do all the things.
All the things. It's so
I'm gonna
weird
stream
when it's
and play games and podcast and answer my text
and the pandemic made it worse.
Oh, so much worse.
It's like
better.
Okay. Oh, so I have to stay inside all day? Rats. In front of my computer? Oh, okay. I won't get sick. Yay. It's like when you have to go.
It was one of the worst decisions I made because I just
what is
don't leave my computer. I just sit in this chair all day.
When the computer says, "Hey, you've watched 3 hours less this week than last week," it's like,
okay. And then I'll show you. Let's see. Do I have it open somewhere? I'll show you one of them. So what's on trend right now is neon. Right?
Neon Genesis?
No, neon. Like
the color?
Like color palette of neon.
Oh,
I see.
And so we're designing. So that's like the event exclusive shirt for Inosuke.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
I love it.
Thank you very much. And so what I'm thinking is like Doug's face, and then we'll do a kanji version and an English version.
I love it.
Up top it'll say 3 beeps, and then below it it'll say and the truth. and then right, we'll have an English version and a kanji, and then instead of like Inosuke, or for instance, here we go.
So sub and dub.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have a sub version of the shirt and a dub version of the shirt. Kyle, I love you. This is why we're pals. You get me.
Man.
You get me. Okay,
You
so
complete me.
I feel you.
Oh, I've got
Right.
a picture for you too.
so super neon, lean color palette, embrace color,
Yeah.
right? And so that's what do you think, Doug? We put your face on there.
I think I've got a picture for you too.
Okay, yeah, please send me. And then Eric will digitally paint over it, and then
Hold on, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to email it to you right now.
I love it. See, this
It's all coming together.
teamwork at its finest. Okay, we
You
got to
know?
because I think you all have hangouts coming up. So, guys, you're the gals and non-gender pals. You are
non-gender
the best.
pals.
Well,
I love that.
I'm trying to catch myself.
Guys, gals, and non-gender pals.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
I'm a raging feminist, and every time I use a male pronoun, I'm like, what am I doing? And then I'll use the feminine and I'm like, but it's like I can be more sensitive. And so there we go. I try to use people's proper names. So Doug, you are a spectacular human. Kyle, you are a spectacular human. Jackie, you are spectacular. And I have looked forward to, I obviously get to choose who's on what panel. And again, no shade. I had a fun time, but you three are so unique, and it's just such a spectacular, unique experience to get to hang out, to watch you all stream, to watch you play. Thank you.
I just sent you the picture. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, thank you for your time. Like, thank you, all of you, for your time.
Of course. Thanks for having us. This is so much fun.
It's cool.
Always a blast.
Brad,
Yes.
You got to come out to LA, man. We got to hug
Seriously.
you. We got to give you a physical hug.
Okay.
With a mask on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's one of my crusades in education, is for people to realize that the reason there's variants, the reason people have died after they've been vaccinated, is that we're seeing the next flu.
Yeah.
Meaning flu of 1919, like it killed millions of people.
Yep.
And guess what's in the top 5 killers of people over age 70? It's the flu. We're not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. On the flu, they spin the roulette wheel on the flu to try to guess what is going to be the most prevalent strain of the flu. And that's what's in the vaccine. Well, guess what? The Delta variant and this variant, so we just have to be better as a people. Yep. We have to be more considerate of each other. We have to love one another. We have to be just a little bit more careful with each other. If we're not feeling good, please wear a mask. It's not political at all. Okay. Just be nice to the other human beings around you.
Right.
Yep.
And if you don't feel good, you don't know what you have. There's too much out there. So just
people need to also look back in history and realize that we've gone through this many times already.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Our parents have been vaccinated against smallpox, tuberculosis,
polio,
so many different things. It's like we just need to nut up. Nut up, people. Sack up.
You're the best. You are. Oh gosh, it was Negan. My daughters love that. What is it, Sasha? That like really messes with Negan and ends up being captured, and he's like, "I gotta tell you, you got."
Are you talking about
Walking Dead?
Okay.
Oh,
he's like, I got a big sack of beach ball size lady balls on you.
Lady balls.
Beach ball size lady balls. So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
You all are spectacular. If everyone in chat, if you have not had a hangout with these three, now is certainly the time. So we'll leave the pages as always open till 11 p.m. Pacific. Go get an event exclusive shirt. Go get a 3 Beeps and the Truth shirt when they come out. Doug will have them on his pop shop. And I'm just I cannot wait. If there's something, I hope to see all of you the week of Anime All Day on Pop Shop. If anybody needs help, just let me know. And I think, Doug, I'm your mod, so I'm going to get out of there and go warm up your fan. And thank you, everybody, for your time today. It has been.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Brad. Good
Round
to
of
see you,
applause.
Kyle.